Hi, I'm Jocelin with Real Life Homesteaders, and I am hanging out in our foyer area. This is actually one of our closets. Now, normally it has some storage in it. I'm actually going to turn around so you can see one of our storage units here. Normally, this unit, along with our vacuum cleaner, but this unit has all of our animal care things. So it has all of our vitamins and supplements. It has my kits for doing pregnancy blood draws to check and see if our girls are pregnant. And you can see there's the closets behind me. However, if you notice, this closet is actually completely cleaned out and you're going, what in the world? So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what is in my closet. Okay, so here is the same closet that you were just seeing behind me when I was recording a moment ago. And I'm going to introduce you to Gingerbread. And she is at this point, 2-day-old heifer calf. Miss Gingerbread, you're gonna turn around and say hello to the camera. Do you think you can do that? Hey, girly. So this is Gingerbread. She was born to her mama Mocha, who's been here on the farm for about a year, and her daddy Chucky lives on the farm here. He's been on the farm since he was a week old. But anyway, Miss Gingerbread was born, and we had some really cold temperatures, and her mom got the afterbirth and eaten, and the placenta and all of the actual things that she needed to clean off of her. And after she finished getting the majority of things cleaned off of Miss Gingerbread, she did not continue to lick her to try to dry her. And so we had to intervene and step in and begin the process of drying her further. And we thought, okay, we're going to be able to dry her off and move her over to the calf pen and get a calf coat on her. We were in the teens at that point when Gingerbread was born, but we also had a cold wind, and we had actually warmed up to, I think our high that day might have been 30. So it wasn't working. And so we began to realize that we were not able to get her dried off the way we wanted to. We weren't able to get her warming up, and our situation was going from bad to worse. So as we began to realize that the situation was not improving, we made the decision to bring Gingerbread into the house. We have a wood stove inside, and our house is pretty warm and comfortable. So we started out by bringing her into the basement, and that was not warming her up enough. And so we called our vet and started talking to the vet, and we realized that Gingerbread's temperature had gotten way too cold at this point. And so we brought her up by the fire, and the vet had actually been called out for a case of milk fever at another farm. So she wasn't able to get to us immediately, but as soon as she finished up with that particular case, she came out to us. And when I finish editing this video, I will work in some pictures of the vet actually helping us. We tube fed Gingerbread. It was our first time ever having to tube feed a calf, but because she got so cold, she lost her suckling reflex. And so normally calves have a difficulty time, figuring out, they're just like a baby. They're trying to figure out how to suck and swallow and breathe and all of these different things. And so she not only could not suck, but she could not swallow. And so it was really important that we start getting the colostrum into her. So we tube fed her first quart and a half of colostrum and started getting her warmed up from the inside and from the outside. At this point, her temperature was back within normal calf range. And we made sure of that before we tube fed her, and then we got her tube fed. She also got an IV with electrolytes in order to make sure that she got completely hydrated and everything in that she needed to. And then from there, we began the process of moving her into her new little temporary home. And you can actually see here behind me the little gate that we built her, and the fact that she can get some light, and the wall behind her actually butts up to our wood stove, so it's a pretty warm spot for her to be. It's not directly there, but we wanted her to be warm while not getting her too warm, because in the next couple of days we will move her down to our basement. I think we're planning at this point to probably bring in an IBC crate, which is going to allow us to line it with straw and work as kind of like a calf crate, and then let her start getting used to our basement temperatures, which are in the 40s to sometimes during the day it'll get up to 50, but 40s and 50 instead of the like 70 or 72 that this part of the house would be, and let her body adapt to that and not just take her back outside. And then come Tuesday of this next week, our temperatures will get into the 40s. We might even see a 50. We're starting to get rain. Our snow is melting. So we're having some big temperature changes. And that's going to allow us to then let her adapt to the basement. We might also move her from the basement to the garage for a day or so, because it's another 10 degrees cooler. And then basically just letting her body gradually acclimate instead of kind of shocking her system. But this morning she was taking her bottle like a champ. I'm actually going to take some footage from that recording and put it into this video so you can see her really kind of in action, because right now she is just relaxing and enjoying being a calf, which obviously, like humans, calves at the beginning, they eat and they sleep and they potty and they eat and they sleep and they potty. And as she matures a little more, we'll start to see more activity. And once she is able to go out to the barn, she has a little friend, Zoe, who is probably 2 or 3 weeks old right now. And so I'm sure Zoe will be happy. She's also a heifer calf to have a little friend in with her. And then besides Zoe, we've got Cedar and Maddie, and they are 3 years old, or 3 months old. Sorry about that. So Maddie is a 3-month-old heifer calf, and Cedar is a 3-month-old steer, and he will finish out for beef here on the farm. That's what we do with our extra bulls, that we can only use so many bulls for breeding. So the extra ones we steer, and we finish them out for meat. Jersey meat we have found to be some of the most amazing meat. So anyway, wanted to share a little bit longer video and some of our real life experience with a calf getting too cold. And if you've ever wondered how a homesteader can end up with a cow in the house, this is often what happens. And earlier in the day, we had a cow and we had 2 chickens in our chicken hospital. They're young ones. They were getting pecked on too much while they were being raised. I'll have to do another video sometime and introduce you to the chickens. But literally our house kind of turned into an animal hospital for a little bit. But everybody's on the mend. The weather is warming up. And so I actually got to be outside today with a light coat, which was an absolute treat. Sorry guys, if you're watching from Montana or one of the cold states, we are actually getting to be decent weather here in Ohio. And thank you for joining us on our Real Life Homesteaders channel. Remember to check out our website, reallifehomesteaders.com, and plan to join us for the Real Life Homesteaders Conference next September. September 2026, and check out our updated schedule and speakers list. We have continued to add more to it, so we hope that you plan to join us for that and continue to tune in for videos here on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.